Have you ever felt that sinking feeling? The one where you realize you're trapped by your own words? A promise you made, a commitment you agreed to, and suddenly it feels less like a kind gesture and more like a cage? Well, in just 5 short verses of ancient wisdom, there's a profound truth about that exact feeling. It's about freedom, entanglement, and a rescue that honestly we all desperately need.
You know, that feeling of being completely boxed in by a promise. It's universal, isn't it? Maybe it was co-signing a loan you really couldn't afford, or maybe just overcommitting your time, your energy, until you felt like you were completely drowning. That exact human experience is right at the heart of what we're about to unpack. So let's get one thing straight. This isn't just some calm, gentle advice. No, what we're about to read is more like an emergency broadcast, a blaring alarm about a danger we often just stumble right into, usually with the best of intentions. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 1 and 2, it says, "You are snared in the words of your mouth, caught in the words of your mouth." Just listen to that language. Snared. Caught. This isn't about a simple financial mistake. This is the language of capture. And the trap itself? Wow. It's made from something we use all day, every day. Our own words.
I mean, there's no mistaking the tone here, right? It's urgent, it's immediate, it's the kind of warning you'd shout if you saw someone walking right toward a cliff's edge. The stakes could not be higher.
And the scripture, it just paints this incredibly vivid picture of the desperation we need. It says, "Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hunter and like a bird from the trap." Can you feel that? That frantic, heart-pounding struggle for your life? That's the kind of energy we're supposed to bring to our own escape. This is a matter of spiritual survival. Okay, so what is this self-made trap, really? And how in the world do we, so often with good intentions, end up building our own cages?
Back then, to become surety for someone, that was like co-signing on a debt in the most extreme way imaginable. We're not just talking about your credit score taking a hit. No, you were pledging your property, your assets, and even your own freedom. It was a total guarantee that could end in absolute ruin. And here's the thing. These traps are almost never set out of malice. We step into them because we want to help. We want to look generous, or maybe we just want to win someone's approval. The road to getting tangled up is so often paved with these well-meaning but really thoughtless intentions. And this is the part that just blows my mind. This is the crucial point. We tend to think our biggest problems come from the outside, don't we? But this passage insists, no, we are the architects of our own cages. The entanglement starts right inside of us with the words we speak and the promises we make. All right, so if we're the ones building these prisons, how on earth do we find the key to get out? Well, it's not through being stronger or smarter. The path to freedom, it turns out, is something much, much harder. Humility. The instructions are like a series of rapid-fire commands. There's no time to think it over, no time to procrastinate. It's just go now. Don't even sleep. Humble yourself. Plead. This is an immediate, active, and deeply humbling path to freedom. So, why is humility the secret? It's because to get free, you have to admit you messed up. You have to go back to that person and ask them to release you from your promise. Pride says, "No way, I can handle this. I'll figure it out." Pride is what keeps you stuck in that snare. But humility is the key that unlocks the door. Now, this ancient wisdom is so practical, so helpful, but it's also acting like a giant signpost, pointing us to a much, much bigger rescue story. It shows us how we all tend to get ourselves snared, and in doing that, it gets us ready to recognize the one true rescuer. And this is the most stunning reversal in history. The very thing that all this human wisdom warns us against, becoming surety for someone else, knowing it could destroy you, that is the very thing Christ does for us. He takes on our debt, a debt he had nothing to do with, knowing full well it would cost him everything. You see, on a spiritual level, this proverb is describing us. We are the ones who are snared by our own choices. We are bound by a debt to God that we could never, ever repay on our own. We're trapped. And instead of just shouting advice from a safe distance, telling us to figure out our own escape, Jesus enters right into our desperate situation. He steps into the trap itself for one reason and one reason only, to set the trapped free. The cost of our freedom was his own.
He willingly took on the consequences that belonged to us. He allowed himself to be bound so that we could be released. That is the great exchange that sits at the very heart of the gospel. The wisdom of Proverbs is such a precious gift. It shines a light on the dangers we create for ourselves, and it shows us just how deeply we need something more than just good advice. We need a rescuer, and that rescuer, for all who believe, is Jesus Christ.